let's talk about our first challenge, which is ensuring participants can be successful using the technology. Now, we throw these technologies and say we're using Illuminate at people, and there's a tendency for them to seem trendy. And what that means is that people just wait for them to go away and the next thing to come out. What happens when we throw out a lot of technologies without ensuring people can be successful using them is that technological roadblocks actually become detours. If I can't get my audio to work, or the video doesn't download, or Flash isn't installed correctly, instead of getting the help I would get in a face-to-face environment, I might just start doing something else. Because after all, you are at your desks. There's so many other things you could be doing. And once you take that detour, you're probably not coming back. What this means is that a lack of technological success, meaning the technology not working, can really mean that our participants are not successful in the long term. A lack of technological success results in a lack of instructional success, and simply our participants won't come back. So I've got some suggestions for how to address these. And I wanted to let you know that one of the handouts that you're getting for this is an article that has every one of these points that I'm making and the solutions. And so it's an article that's in a little bit more detail. So some of the suggestions I have for you are, don't introduce all the technologies at once. Just because you got lucky this year and your budget said you could get your virtual classroom and your self-paced classroom and you've got video cameras, introduce them one at a time. And I would say use the simplest combination of technologies. If all you're going to do is talk to PowerPoint slides over the telephone, then maybe just find a way to share the slides and use the phone. Why add all this extra technology if you're not even going to take questions, for example? And we do need to make sure support is available. Gary's here to help us, but I bet you Gary's got a bunch of phone numbers sitting there right next to him in which he can call other people in case technological difficulties come up that he can't even solve. Don't you, Gary? I put Gary on the spot because he's probably on mute. But we want to make sure that our facilitator, oh, you're on your own?
Yes,
oh,
it's fine.
So who helps the helper is the question. And we also want to make sure that our facilitator can manage the process. Because think about it. If we've got a classroom program blended with a virtual classroom program, combined with a self-paced program and discussion boards, the facilitator needs to be able to manage all of that. If the facilitator can't be successful and can't answer questions, the participants are going to back away. If the facilitator doesn't think it's important, they're going to think that it's not important. So why do they need to deal with it? So how can we ensure that the participants can be successful using the technology? Well, one of my suggestions is to have and we're going to talk about this again on the instructional end, we're going to talk about some kind of test session up front. Not just to teach people how to use chat and raise their hand, but how to communicate, make sure things are downloaded, and make sure every piece of the blend is addressed in an upfront, we call it Learn How to Learn Online. And we're going to talk about that in our instructional challenges piece.